Good morning. It is Tuesday, July 23rd. Here's what we're working on. The downtown Hamilton YMCA is closed after a fire that sent nearly a dozen people to hospital.
LCBO stores are set to reopen this morning.
And calls for Maya Rudolph to reprise her role as Kamala Harris on SNL are flooding social media.
Victory and everybody.
Okay, we are waiting for that sun to come up this morning, Brian.
Yes, exactly. It's not up yet. It'll be up in about, well, if you want to figure it, 15 seconds. How's that?
Should we let's just wait?
Can somebody yell for the sun to come up?
Wait.
We're just going to wait.
We're just going to wait.
Sorry, I just shushed you.
Okay.
We are going to talk.
Oh, goodness.
Well, Tuesday is off to a great start, Brian.
There we are. Sun is up.
Right off the top.
Okay, wait. Okay, stop. Stop over there. Stop over there. Stop over there. The sun is up now. There, now we can go. Now we can go. Okay.
Take it outside.
Please don't leave us. I think she's going to talk to me, but don't leave us. Okay, take it away.
Okay, we do have some sun this morning. We will have some sun this morning. There is a slim chance of a shower or a thunderstorm later. We had a shower throughout the overnight hours, just a little brief one that rumbled its way across us. But today we're looking at a temperature about 27 degrees, humidex of 32. So again, a little warm, a little sticky. We got to 26 degrees yesterday, but today there's that chance of a shower thunderstorm, and pretty much the same thing for tomorrow as well. It's going to be unsettled today, tomorrow into Thursday, but the weekend coming up looks absolutely gorgeous, and that's something to smile about. We'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes. Right now, look at traffic. That's the 403 on Waterdown Road. That's our exclusive camera. Nothing to see there, and there's really not a lot happening around the Horseshoe at the moment. We'll check some of our MTO traffic cameras. QEW, Nikola Tesla Boulevard. Toronto bound lanes coming towards us, no problems there. Same top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge into Appleby line. Things are fine so far today. Yeah, so take it carefully, please. This morning, lots of puddles from the overnight rain. We'll talk about the details, weather and traffic coming up. Right now, the news.
Okay, thanks very much, Brian. Well, more than 170 men who had been living at the downtown Hamilton YMCA have been displaced. It's after that fire yesterday that sent 11 people to hospital. Simone Gavros joins us now from the Y on James Street in Hamilton with more.
Good morning, Annette. Well, we know that the YMCA website says that 174 people have been displaced following this fire that broke out yesterday. It happened around 12:30 yesterday afternoon, and of those 11 people that were sent to hospital, 2 of them are in critical condition. Now, when you come to the Y this morning, you can see that it's still blocked off with police tape here. There's a security guard that's standing right in front right now. Now, roads have since reopened since the fire broke out yesterday, but we do know that the Y will be closed for the next 2 days or so. Yesterday we spoke with Fire Chief Dave Cunliffe for more details, and he explained a bit of the extent of the fire.
Fire was on a well-involved fire on the 3rd floor. We had heavy smoke conditions on floors 3, 4, and 5. So as people are trying to exit, they're obviously getting smoke, right? So that's what caused a significant amount of the injury that we're seeing at smoke inhalation. This was a very difficult fire. It was very labor intensive, and folks were doing everything they could to get people out very quickly.
Cunliffe says that people were hanging out from the windows and they had to be rescued from there from fire crews. There were 18 fire trucks on scene at one point with more than 60 firefighters fighting this blaze. Crews were also using aerial devices to just get the fire under control. The YMCA says that 174 residents have been displaced by the fire, and they've been working with the city and the Red Cross to set up sleeping cots and offer hygiene kits to residents for the time being. Now, the cause of the fire is still unknown, and Ontario's fire marshal has been called in to investigate. Now, this morning, we are going to be speaking with a representative from the YMCA to get more details on what the extent of the damage might be and when the Y might be reopening. But for now, I'll send things back over to you, Tim.
All right, thanks, Simone. Let's go to Alberta now, because a wildfire has led to the closure of a major highway. in Jasper National Park, and an evacuation alert has been issued for both the park and the municipality. Parks Canada reported that its fire crews, along with the Jasper Fire Department, are responding to a wildfire near the town's transfer station. It's about 9 kilometers northeast of the Jasper town site. The Alberta government issued the emergency alert just after 10 o'clock local time. Initially, the alert, it caused some confusion, suggesting that the fire could reach the area within 5 hours. However, an hour later, a correction clarified that locals had 5 hours to evacuate, meaning that they needed to leave by 3 a.m.
Wildfires are also threatening thousands of people in BC, where Environment Canada is now also warning about possible tornadoes in the central interior. In a series of weather warnings, the agency says severe thunderstorms could also bring heavy rain and hail the size of nickels. Heat warnings remain in effect for more than 24 BC communities, but the temperature is forecast to drop a little bit later today. A growing number of fires are burning across BC, 4 of which are categorized as wildfires of note.
Well, the federal government, they have announced that for a limited time, victims who have lost documents like citizenship certificates or Canadian passports in wildfires can replace them for free. Immigration Minister Mark Miller says people will have until November the 30th of this year to apply. This will also apply to international students, temporary foreign workers, and other visitors impacted by the wildfires. There have been just over 2,000 wildfires already this year.
LCBO stores will reopen today after a 2-week strike. Premier Doug Ford says the LCBO's future is bright, adding, though,
strike should have never, ever happened, and we could have easily sat around the table. And all they kept saying is, I just want to go back to work. A lot of them said, I don't even care about a raise.
Now, the Ontario Public Service Employees Union, which represents LCBO workers, had said the labor dispute was largely about Premier Ford's plan to allow convenience and grocery stores to sell ready-to-drink cocktails, saying expanded sales of those drinks would threaten their jobs. Now, in addition to its reopened stores, the LCBO says there will no longer be limits on online orders.
Let's stay with Premier Ford because he is expressing his gratitude to U.S. President Joe Biden for his 50 years of public service after Biden's announcement on Sunday that he is dropping out of the presidential race.
It was pretty evident to everyone. It was time for him to move on. And, I felt sorry for him during the debate. It was almost like, even President Trump, he's a tough dude, but he looked at him like, please, throw in the towel. Let's move on. So they're moving on now. They have a vice president running for the nomination. But I don't care who it is, if it's the Democrats or Republicans. We went through this with President Trump last time, putting tariffs on everything. The message to our American friends, we're your ally. We aren't your enemy. We're stronger together. They work so well together.
The Premier's relationship with Trump during his time in the White House was often strained. In August of 2020, Trump threatened a 10% tariff on Canadian aluminum. At the time, Ford criticized the move as a slap in the face before the tariff was scrapped, just hours before Canada could introduce retaliatory measures.
Niagara Region has its first confirmed case of West Nile virus in mosquitoes. The mosquitoes that tested positive were found in St. Catharines. No human cases of the virus have been reported, though, in Niagara. But public health warns anyone is at risk of being bitten. To avoid that, you can wear long-sleeve shirts and socks and shoes when you're outside and use mosquito repellent that contains DEET or icardinin. Also, it's a good idea to remove standing water on your property where mosquitoes can breed. The city of Hamilton is warning about a scam related to red light camera notices. They say emails are being sent out with photos attached with what looks like a red light camera ticket. In a post on social media, the city says the emails did not come from them and they should be ignored.
All right, pretty slow night in sports, so we're looking ahead to tonight's, and it's no secret the Blue Jays, their season has not gone as many expected. MLB trade deadline is a week today, July the 30th, and you would have thought the Jays would be buyers. They're going to be sellers. They sit in the basement of the AL East, 9 games below 500, 10 games back of the file wild card, and losing 2 or 3 to the Tigers to start the second half of the season over the weekend. That was really the nail in the coffin, but realistically, it was already there. The Tampa Bay Rays arrived at the Dome tonight to kick off a 3-game series with Jose Barrios on the mound. The Rays have won 4 of the 7 games between the two teams this season. They sit at the 500 mark at 50-50, good for 4th in the East. But are licking some wounds after getting beat down by the Yankees yesterday in the Bronx.
That one's drilled deep to right field. There it goes. See ya.
Yeah, Juan Soto was a one-man wrecking crew. And the Bronx Bombers would blast 5 home runs on the day, 2 coming from Soto. His 4th multi-home run game of the season, all part of a 9-run rout to the Rays as they would split a 4-game series. The Yanks, who have been struggling as of late, moved to within a game and a half of the first place Baltimore Orioles.
Booker. Davis. LeBron James open for 3.
Talk about the moment.
To the hardcore, we're getting closer to the highly anticipated Olympic men's basketball tourney at the Paris Games. The favorites of the States, and in a final tune-up against the reigning World Cup champs from Germany, they needed LeBron James to score the final 11 points in a narrow 92-88 win over the Germans. Wasn't the only good news for the 39-year-old who was about to play in his 4th Olympics.
On behalf of the entire men's Olympic basketball team, we would like to nominate LeBron James to be the flag bearer for all of Team USA.
He got that honor, so you get to wave the flag in Paris, my man.
Yeah, nominated by teammate Steph Curry, LeBron has been chosen to serve as the male flag bearer for Team USA at the opening ceremonies in Paris on Friday night. He becomes the 3rd basketball player, but first male player, behind Dawn Staley in 2004 and Sue Bird at the Tokyo Games in 2021. The female flag bearer is expected to be announced today, as the Olympic Committee, remember, decided to have a male and female walkout. They changed that back in 2020. So Canada has not announced who will be our flag bearers, but should be announced very soon. We're going to have a discussion coming up in Sports Chat about who it should be.
I have a clear choice.
Okay, I can't wait to hear that. That's just after 7.
All right, coming up on 12 minutes after 6 o'clock, it is Tuesday morning, 23rd of July. We're looking at fairly hazy conditions at the moment and not a lot of bright sunshine, as you can see here. That's the 403 on Waterdown Road, and as you can see there as well, not a lot happening in traffic either, and that's pretty much the same way it is on our MTO traffic cameras as we go to those. We'll look at the QEW east of Lake. This is going through St. Catharines. Not a lot there. Same with Nikola Tesla Boulevard. No problems at Fairview. I mean, it's a little bit on the slow side, getting a little bit busy here. East of Royal Windsor, all the way through Cawthra, and there you've got construction a little further along. It's impeding some lanes, but hopefully that'll get cleared up pretty quickly. Okay, let's get to our temperature that we have at the moment. Starting off the morning here at 16 degrees. Winds are very light. Once again, the winds have been fairly light throughout the past number of days. Relative humidity is up there, but we do have a mix of sun and clouds, a partly cloudy sky to start the morning here. We've had some precipitation go throughout the overnight. This is a 6-hour satellite radar loop for the past 6 hours, obviously. We do have that shower activity go through around 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning. So what we're watching is that low pressure system approaching. That could give us a chance of a shower or a thunderstorm. Like once again today, it's only a 30% chance. And then the cold front goes through during the day tomorrow. And tomorrow, that could drop our temperatures. Actually, we're looking at a forecast high of 25, but we could hit 21 later in the day as that cooler air starts to push in. So today, 27, 28 degrees, humidex values, low 30s, 32, 33. We'll have a bit of sunshine to start the day, and then we're looking at chance of showers and thunderstorms. Not really for Halton, Peel, Toronto, just looking at partly cloudy skies there. Tonight, again, just a few clouds, temperatures on the mild side, 16 to 19 for the Horseshoe, a little bit cooler back into Brantford, Kitchener, and Guelph. And then tomorrow, well, pretty much the same scenario. Bit of sun to start the day. Otherwise, chance of showers and thunderstorms. But 25 tomorrow to 23 for Toronto, so a little bit cooler. And as I mentioned, Hamilton's temperature could fall from 25 to about 21 by later in the afternoon. So 23rd of July out the door, partly cloudy, light winds. Temperature right now 16. We'll check long range coming up. Annette, Tim.
Okay, let's say good morning to Emily and see what she's got coming up in Chit Chat.
Hi, good morning. Well, Emily, not me, Emily, but Emily in Paris is returning for season 4. I know fans are super excited. Do you guys watch?
I do not.
No.
Have you ever been to Paris?
I have been to Paris.
Has this Emily been to Paris?
This Emily has been to Paris.
Would you like to go
Yes.
back for a 4th season?
I would actually.
I would too.
We're also going to be talking about Wayne Brady's brand new television show, and will Maya Rudolph reprise her role as Kamala Harris on Saturday Night Live?
She's so good.
I know.
So good. They're
There's
on
nobody-
hiatus right now, so
I know, but they're coming back in September, so there's nobody
Yeah.
else that's going to be able to do
Yeah.
it. So she'll have to come back.
So we'll chat.
Okay, we'll see you at the couch in a little bit then.
Okay, coming up after the break, CN Rail facing millions of dollars in fines after 2 oil spills in Northern Ontario 9 years ago. It is 6:17 on your Tuesday morning. In overseas trading, the Canadian dollar is down 4 basis points, trading at 72.66 cents U.S. Gold is up nearly $11 an ounce, and crude oil has added 17 cents, trading just below $80 U.S. a barrel. Checking midday trading in Europe, markets are down in London, but they're up in Frankfurt and Paris.
How about Asia? Markets were down across the board in Tokyo, Hong Kong, and Shanghai. North American markets kicked off the trading week on Monday with some gains, triple-digit gains right across the board on Bay Street and Wall Street. Let's see how they do when markets open a little bit later this morning on this Tuesday, July the 23rd.
CN Rail has been fined $8 million for environmental offenses related to 2 train derailments in Ontario. The first happened in February of 2015 near Gladwick. The second happened less than a month later near Gogama. Both derailments were caused after a piece of track broke under the weight of a passing train. The 2 derailments released more than 3.6 million liters of crude oil into the environment.
Well, a survey shows that the Bank of Canada's last interest rate cut didn't really improve Canadians' negative views about their finances. The MNP Consumer Debt Index has fallen 6 points, a sign of increasingly negative views on respondents' debt situation. 2/3 of respondents say they desperately need interest rates to go down, and over half are worried rates may not fall quick enough. Bank of Canada lowered its trend-setting interest rate to 4.75% in June. Economists, they expect another one from the bank tomorrow.
It is not yet clear what's going to happen to Sleep Country Canada stores and warehouses when the company is sold later this year. A Toronto-based financial holding company, Fairfax Financial, is buying Sleep Country for $1.7 billion. Sleep Country has 307 stores and 18 warehouses across Canada. It has faced increased competition the last few years from online companies that sell boxed mattresses delivered directly to customers.
Most shares of the cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike have dropped more than 13% after Friday's global IT outage. The outage, triggered by a content update, it affected 8.5 million Microsoft Windows computers. While many businesses are getting back on track, Delta Airlines continues to face challenges. The airline has canceled over 4,000 flights since Friday, with more than 800 cancellations yesterday. The glitch disrupted passenger check-ins and crew tracking. CrowdStrike CEO may be forced to appear before U.S. Congress to answer questions about the outage.
Okay, coming up on 6:20, we are taking a quick break. Brian is going to be back with your traffic and your 7-day forecast.
Time to give you a traffic update, 6:23 on this Tuesday morning. Fairly gray here as far as the sky is concerned. Not a lot of sunshine. QEW 7, St. Catharines, no volume at all. Different story here, top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge. So Toronto-bound lanes towards us, getting busy as you head down to North Shore Boulevard. Nothing east of Appleby. Here's Sheraton going through Mississauga. Dip into the 403 through Mississauga. That's doing fine right now, 403 at Huron, Ontario. Temperatures, Hamilton, the cool spot actually. Temperature sitting at 16 degrees right now, 19 Grimsby, 20 Mississauga, 21 into Toronto. Seasonals, well, we're sitting bang on 16 degrees for an overnight low, 27 for the daytime high. We were a degree shy of that yesterday. We'll get to that today. Those are our sun times. Yeah, the sun doesn't come up now until 6:01 and down at 8:50. Those are our records for today. Heading out for an early morning walk with your pal. Pretty nice morning. It's partly cloudy sky to a lot of clouds. in some areas, but light winds. Temperature at the moment sitting at 16 degrees. So today 27, humidex of 32. Sunshine to start, but then chance of showers, thunderstorms later. 16 overnight, tomorrow 25. But for Hamilton, the temperature will fall from 25 to 21 later in the day. Humidex of 33. And again tomorrow, not a lot of sun. A chance of showers and thunderstorms. Lingering showers into Thursday and 26. Then look at the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, nothing but sunshine, 27, 28, and 29 degrees. That's your forecast.
Wow, even Monday looks kind of nice.
Yeah.
Yes. Well done. Well done.
Okay. The locker used by NBA star, the late Kobe Bryant, is going up for auction.
It's his locker from what was the Staples Center in Los Angeles, and there's a chance it could sell for at least $1 million. Sotheby's started the bidding yesterday. It's going to continue until August 2nd. This locker was supposed to be destroyed as part of the renovations at the Staples Center in 2018. It was saved by a maintenance worker and later sold. A 4-day public viewing of the locker and other sports memorabilia starts this weekend in New York City. There's also a scrapbook of photos and a poster of Bryant right after he played the last game of his career. Part of the proceeds are going to benefit the LA Lakers Youth Foundation. Of course, Bryant and his teenage daughter were among 9 people killed in a helicopter crash in California 4 years ago.
I'm not a big memorabilia guy. I could get behind something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, like just like in a.
And kudos to the maintenance worker.
For sure, there's a lot, so many games, including the game against the Raptors a few years ago, when he scored 81 points at the Staples Center against Toronto, and he sat in that locker afterwards. So, yeah, lots of fantastic games for the late Kobe Bryant. Good stuff there. Okay, 1/2 hour down. So much more to come on your Tuesday morning. Glad you're here. We'll see you in a couple minutes.